Wincing, visceral tone. When a skateboarder's shin slams into a metal rail, you feel a sudden, sharp twinge in your own leg. And when a stranger opens a carton of spoiled milk and recoils in extreme disgust, your own stomach likely churns in response. You haven't smelled a thing, but your body reacts. Logically, this makes no sense. Your nervous system is sealed off inside your own body, completely isolated from the private, physical experiences of anyone else. But your brain relies on a specific class of cells called mirror neurons. These cells appear to ignore the physical boundaries between you and them. These involuntary responses suggest that empathy is anchored in a biological mechanism that forces our brains to simulate the internal states of others. The first evidence for this mechanism was found in the 1990s in Italy at the University of Parma. Researchers were using electrodes to track the electrical pulses of individual neurons in macaque monkeys, specifically mapping the cells that controlled simple physical movements. The baseline data was straightforward. Whenever a monkey physically reached out to grasp a piece of food, a very specific motor neuron fired a distinct electrical signal. Then came an anomaly. A monkey sat perfectly still, watching a human researcher reach for that same piece of food. Without the monkey moving a single muscle, that exact same motor neuron fired again. This graph displays the electrical activity of that single cell. On the left, the spike waves map the monkey acting. On the right, they map the monkey observing. The firing patterns match perfectly. The brain is running a silent, virtual simulation of the physical movement. Down at the microscopic cellular level, the brain cannot always differentiate between executing an action and watching someone else execute it. Scaling these findings up to humans required shifting the focus from simple motor tasks to complex emotional processing. Take the anterior insula, the region processing disgust. It activates identically whether smelling something rotting or seeing a disgusted face. This holds true for suffering. Observing another's pain triggers the anterior cingulate cortex, the exact region processing your own firsthand pain. This automatic sharing of internal states is called emotional contagion, and we share it with other mammals. When laboratory rats or mice are forced to witness another rodent receive a mild foot shock, they display measurable signs of physical distress, freezing in response to a pain they aren't actually feeling. While mirror neurons don't process empathy entirely on their own, they supply the raw, baseline physiological data that our higher cognitive networks rely on to decode complex social cues. This scatterplot shows how human behavior relies on that neural hardware. As scores on empathy questionnaires rise along the bottom, the electrical intensity of the mirror system rises proportionally. People reporting higher empathy experience physically stronger electrical simulations in their brains. Feeling someone else's pain or disgust is an active, hardwired simulation, creating a literal biological contagion. Philosophers often discuss empathy as a high-minded moral choice. The neurology reveals it as an involuntary reflex. For a deeply social species, this hardware offers a massive evolutionary advantage. Surviving requires instinctively understanding and predicting the internal states of the pack. This animated visualization maps out that exact social infrastructure. It starts with a single glowing brain node simulating an emotion, before zooming out to connect thousands of other nodes into a massive synchronized web. When you cringe at a stranger's injury or laugh along with the pack, your brain is simply engaging the social survival hardware that has been refined over millions of years. By forcing us to simulate the private experiences of the people around us, mirror neurons erase the physical boundary between you and the rest of the world.